To no one's surprise, now that Lindsey Graham, of course, is no longer among the living, the accusations are starting to fly. People are coming out of the woodwork and letting us know, at least according to them, right, of who Lindsey Graham really was behind closed doors. One of those individuals happens to be transgender author and actress Jesse James Rose, the author of the book Sorry I Keep Crying During Sex. And after Graham passed, Jesse James Rose got on Instagram and posted a story about who she claims Lindsey Graham really was. Quote, "Most of you know him as the homophobic senator from South Carolina, but to me, he will always be the man who paid a Twinkie pre-transition college student a fat stack of cash to do unspeakable things to him in a hotel room while he wore red lingerie. It is a canon trans event to have far-right freaks bankrolling you and then turning around and voting against you." See, that's the problem. I mean, Lindsey Graham's sexuality was probably one of the worst kept secrets in Washington, D.C. Hell, maybe one of the worst kept secrets in the United States of America ever. Okay? Nobody had a problem with it on the left. What we did have a problem with, of course, is that he was obviously covering up his own lifestyle while voting against the LGBTQ community having any rights whatsoever. He voted against the repeal of Don't Ask, Don't Tell. He voted against gay marriage.
Are you sad that Senator Lindsey Graham has died?
No, I'm not sad. I'm not celebrating it either, as you suggested in your introduction. I think it's a bit of a straw man to say everyone's celebrating his death. I think as journalists, Piers, you and I, we hold power accountable. We speak truth to power. I'm not of the school that says when a politician dies, a public figure dies, we treat them like a private figure and just shut up. I don't think journalism should turn into hagiography. At Zeteo, for example, we published a list of what Graham said and did. We just let the facts speak for themselves. He was a man who said awful things, genocidal things, racist things, and we put that on the record for people to see. That doesn't mean he didn't also do, I'm sure, good things in Congress as well, but overwhelmingly he argued for wars, including this Iran war that outlives him, that killed 100 schoolgirls on day one of the war. He argued for the Iraq war that you and I opposed, that killed over 1 million people. He never met a Middle East country he didn't want to invade, and I think that's how we should remember him. We should remember the full record. The problem is when powerful people die, people in our media, especially mainstream corporate media, want to just do hagiography and say, what a wonderful person they were. Weren't they lovely? And I'm sure many of those powerful people were lovely and they have families who love them. But as journalists, our job is to say, here's what they did. Here's the truth about their life and record. Here's an accurate obituary. And with Lindsey Graham, the man has a ton of blood on his hands and we shouldn't just forget that.
I woke up this morning and found out Lindsey Graham is dead. There's 2 more that needs to go, if you know what I'm saying. But what a wonderful morning. Praise be Allah.
Listen, I gotta tell you, if you're waking up and that is your Christmas, that is your Easter, that is the best thing that you've ever gotten on your doorstep, and you're celebrating it like that with the look of the cuckoo eyes like that, it's always in the eyes, you have full-blown mental illness. You probably have even worse TDS, but this is scary. Like, is this really what's happening now with people? They go on the internet and they're like, I want to let you know, I'm so excited that this person just passed away. And that's the look you wanted. You recorded that, you hit post with your whole chest. You were like, this is it. I'm so excited. I don't think there's very many people, even conservatives, that like Lindsey Graham as a politician. But I would never just go online and be like, oh yeah, man, he's dead. What is wrong with you guys? If that is what excites you in life, watching other people pass away and then bragging about it on TikTok, you're mentally ill.
Lindsey Graham died last night, 71 years old. And the tributes want me to say he was complicated. He wasn't complicated, he was consistent. People keep saying don't speak ill of the dead, but I'm not going to speak ill of him. I'm going to quote him. And if that sounds the same, take it up with the deceased. A eulogy sums up a whole life, so let some. He was born behind a pool hall, orphaned young, and raised his sister. A genuinely hard beginning, and honestly, he overcame it. I'll give him that. But hold your applause, because that kind of childhood means that ignorance was never available to him as an excuse. He knew what being counted out tasted like. but he spent 30 years running the kitchen anyway. He sat in Strom Thurmond's chair, the 24-hour filibuster against civil rights chair. Yeah, that one. And he made sure to keep it warm for 23 years. You know, original fixtures, guided tours. Now, they'll tell you it's ugly to call a man racist at his own funeral. Well, fine, I won't do it. I'll just let him make the argument. In 2013, immigrants crossing the southern border, he said they came from hellholes. Those were his words. Now, mind you, he said that years before Trump did. In 2019, when a president told 4 congresswomen to go back where they came from, Lindsey went on television and called these women a bunch of communists who, and I quote, hate our country. In 2020, to the black people of his own state, he said, y'all can go anywhere, conservative, not liberal. That was permission with a leash. That's 4 quotes. Different decades. Same man. I didn't call him anything. I just ran the tape. And the women. Let's not leave out the women. Right. In 2018, a woman sat before his committee and testified about her assault. And Lindsey delivered one of the most passionate performances of his career. Not for her, though. He screamed on behalf of the accused. And days later, the sentence he chose on camera, I'm a single white man from South Carolina and I'm told I should shut up. But I will not shut up. Oh, sassy self. Nobody in the history of this country has ever successfully told a single white man from South Carolina to shut up. Then in 2022, Dobbs falls. And while the other Republicans were at least pretending that it was a state's issue, Lindsey introduced a national abortion ban. Weeks before the midterms. He didn't have to. He volunteered. That man never met a woman's decision he didn't want co-signed by Congress. And the spine, let's eulogize the spine. Briefly, since, you know, it was rarely used. 2016, blocking a Supreme Court seat. He begged the cameras, use my words against me. An election year vacancy should wait for the voters. 2020, election year vacancy. He confirmed her in 38 days, while people were already voting. His words were used against him, and he was fine. Literally, the man had no shame. He called Trump a race-baiting, xenophobic, religious bigot. The finest sentence of his entire career. His one conviction. Then spent 8 years apologizing to him over 18 holes. And died 4 weeks after winning a primary on that man's complete and total endorsement. Even the timing was loyal. The last work of his hands is still on his desk. Well, it was as of this morning, anyway. A bill putting fresh paperwork between certain voters and their ballots. Tributes say he never stopped fighting. But he never started. Fighting requires a side, right? And this man spent 50 years as a professional +1. Embarrassing. John McCain's shadow, Donald Trump's caddy. Never once was he the subject of his own sentence. A weather vane at least tells you about the wind. He just turned and asked if the wind was pleased. That concludes the reading of the life. He wrote every word of it himself. I just chose the order. We will not be observing a moment of silence. So in lieu of flowers, check your registration. Take 2 people with you. He worried his whole career about the supply of angry white guys. Condolences will be accepted in November. We'll make sure they're counted, assuming his bill doesn't pass first. He'd have wanted the paperwork. Ashes to ashes, record to custody. The service is concluded. History has him now. And history, unlike Lindsey, doesn't change its story for anybody.
Hi family, I'm Judy to go. Welcome to my channel. Lindsey Graham has departed and many stories has been unveiled concerning his existence on seat. He spent 33 years as a senator of USA. Now, the question is, why is everyone celebrating? Why is many people celebrating about his departure? Honestly, despite the fact that people said he did not leave a good legacy, he did not do well, I believe as a personality, as a person, and as anyone that is on this earth, there is no way you can please everybody. You cannot please everyone. There are people that will criticize you. There are people that will speak good about you. That is life. So if you are celebrating because this man has departed, I think it's a wrong idea. So, family, I don't know about your own comments. Please don't fail to comment.
Listen up. So by now everybody knows that Lindsey Graham has passed. He was born on the 9th of July and then died on the 11th of July, 9/11. Not only that, but he did 33 years of service in the military. And by now y'all all should know about the symbolism with 33 and 9/11. I also seen this. 5 days ago, the IRGC publicly called for Senator Lindsey Graham to be assassinated. He was traveling abroad to a war zone the last few days to try to end the war between Ukraine and Russia. And in less than a day since he returned, he died? To me, something is sus about this situation.
Are you like me a little bit suspicious about Lindsey Graham's death? Just days ago, Lindsey Graham was traveling the world, meeting with the top world leaders. He went to Turkey with President Trump, then he went to Ukraine. Axios is reporting that Lindsey Graham returned home last night, and he spoke with President Trump yesterday. When he was speaking with President Trump, he told President Trump that he wasn't feeling well, but it wasn't his turn to die yet. It is being reported that around 8:30 p.m., Lindsey Graham called 911 complaining of chest pains. When they arrived at his home, his front door was locked. But previously, before that, his personal assistant had called and said that the front door was unlocked. It took the ambulance workers 15 minutes to get into his home. Once they got into his home, unfortunately, Lindsey Graham had already passed away. They are saying that he had a heart attack. But if you think about it, Lindsey Graham had many targets on him. Iran, Russia, even the deep blue state here in America. It is being said that he was going to vote on the SAVE Act. Today, he was supposed to meet with President Trump to speak about Russia and Ukraine, and he had many press conferences already set up. Lindsey Graham, 71 years old, a big part of the Republican Party, all of a sudden just dies. If you ask me, things are not adding up. Are we going to accept that he just had a heart attack? Or are you like me questioning, why did he die? Will we ever know? It is a sad day. I really like Lindsey Graham. It makes me feel sad.
Celebrating somebody dying because you disagree with them politically is bad. That shouldn't be a revolutionary statement. That shouldn't make some people on the left go recoil in their corners with their Charlie Kirk memes hosting live celebrating Lindsey Graham's death. That makes you a bad person and certainly does not give you any moral high ground to judge what others do with their time here on earth. He still had a soul. He was still made in God's image. He still has loved ones who are trying to mourn his loss, and I can't even imagine how much more difficult that is to do when you open up your phone and people are quite literally basking in the glory of your loved one dying suddenly. That's disgusting. That is wrong.
I have absolutely no words left to describe these people's hypocrisy, so let me just show you.
It was just confirmed that Hamas's right-hand man, Mohammed Deif, is now going to be spoken about in the past tense whenever you reference him. So pour yourself a drink, celebrate, and Mr. Sinwar, you are next. That they discovered Yahya Sinwar's body in the rubble. He was hiding like a rat while he lived his entire life like a rat. Isn't that amazing? Because I was thinking about Sinwar and his unfortunate demise earlier, and there's no way you could convince me that this was not of God, right? The same God that sat there and said, those who bless you will be blessed and those who curse you will be cursed. We are witnessing that firsthand. You're laughing? Hamas, Hezbollah, and the Houthis just lost their sugar daddy, Ayatollah Khamenei, and you're laughing?
And before Maddie tries to defend Lindsey Graham and claim he doesn't have any blood on his hands, a little reminder.
Many people in this part of the world say what happened in Gaza does not align with Christian values. Killing children, killing mothers,
I'll be honest
killing
with
families
you.
who are not militants.
Yeah, I don't buy that at all.
Why?
Because what did we do in World War II? Did we think 1 minute about starving the Germans? Did we bomb every city into smithereens? So this is a war. No,
October 7th to World War II.
Yes, I am.
And then they flattened Gaza.
Just flatten it. We flattened Berlin. We flattened Tokyo. Were we wrong to drop an atomic bomb to end the Japanese reign of terror? Were we? So my view, if I were Israel, I would have probably done it the same way.
Look at this photo. This one really breaks my heart because this is the lion and son, and the lion is crying, and the lion has put its sword down, and both the lion and the son are crying because this shows that all of Iran is in mourning. So, oh my gosh, I was not expecting this image. So, oh my God. Yeah, so this is how Iranians are honoring Senator Lindsey Graham, because I mean you've seen the lion and sun flag, right? So the lion and sun, it's the lion, and he's proudly holding the sword up, and there's the sun behind him, right? And the lion is fierce and proud, okay? And that's how it's always been. But in honor of Senator Lindsey Graham passing, Iranians have made this image where the lion has put down its sword and it's crying, and so is the sun. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Wow. I was not expecting. This is so normally, it's considered disrespectful to alter a flag or to alter the symbols on a flag, right? I mean, there's it's proper flag protocol. It's proper flag protocol, right? If you alter the symbols on a flag or something, it's considered disrespectful or whatever. But as you can see, like this just goes to show how much Iranians loved and honored and respected Senator Lindsey Graham.
Lindsey Graham celebrated the deaths of thousands of Palestinians, providing unwavering support to Israel and the Israeli military. He ordered the Israeli military to flatten Gaza the way that we flattened Berlin and Tokyo, in his words. He is now dead. All I know is he's burning in hell.
Okay, family, thank you for watching my video. Remember to subscribe, like, and drop your comments on the comment section. I will see you. Continue